Keith, even though it's considerably colder today than it was yesterday, you walk around on all that bare pavement and you say to yourself, is this really going to be all covered up again tomorrow?
Yeah.
And the answer is yes.
Yeah, I'd love to hear those people who sometimes say, the ground's too warm, it can't happen. Yeah, that's not really a thing. It's actually a nice day today. It's just significantly colder than it was yesterday, into the mid-20s along the coastline, which is below average. Our average high is 35 to 36 this time of the year, something like that. In the teens into the mountains where they are having a tough go of it between the snow that melted and the refreezing. Visible satellite looking good. Got a few clouds down into York County, but most of us are sunny, and that's how we will stay this afternoon. Here's our storm system. A little discombobulated right now, but it's trying to get its act together here into the Tennessee Valley, and it will eventually move towards us just kind of linearly. And there's nothing really dynamic about this storm. It's not a nor'easter, it's not a clipper, it's just kind of a hybrid system that's coming down from the southwest, and that will make it a little bit easier, hopefully, I think, to forecast it. We've seen this coming for a while, and it really hasn't changed that much on the models going forward. So the rest of today is quiet, tonight's quiet as well, and it'll be during the morning commute that most of us start seeing this snow arrive. Now, over southwestern Maine, that'll happen while you're probably sleeping still, unless you get up really early, I guess. It is Maine. But the snow will be in place for the morning commute. The mid-coast as well. Now, if you get into Bangor, it depends on when you leave for your morning commute, whether or not the snow will be in place. But the snow gets heaviest, I think, in the middle of the day into the early afternoon. That's when we get some moderate to perhaps heavy bands of snow, particularly along the coastline and particularly over southern Maine. It lightens up in intensity as you head farther north. And there's really nothing going on almost into Aroostook County. The storm starts to lose its dynamics through the late afternoon and early evening, and it's out of here by 8, 9 o'clock. So timing-wise, this is a nice graphic that Mike made. We're looking at about 6 a.m. here or earlier, and then 9 a.m. or earlier again, and then it takes until the middle of the day, and it really isn't a big impact across northern Maine. So from the original map that we made on Tuesday, there actually haven't been that many changes, which is nice because sometimes you take a long shot, you have to make bigger changes. 6 to 12 inches still looks good. I mean, I think, your fluff factor goes up as you go inland. It's a little bit heavier as you go farther south as far as the consistency of the snow, so that should keep totals down a little bit here. The jackpot might be actually towards Freiburg and then into the coastline, into the mid-coast, where I do think we'll get enough banding to get us to 6 to 12. 3 to 6, Augusta and Lewiston and Bangor and Bar Harbor and Machias and Eastport. I think Bangor is kind of the delineation spot between this being a reasonably sized snowstorm and it being just a nuisance. I think north of Bangor, it's just nuisance, 1 to 3 inches, and then north of Greenville, basically nothing as far as accumulation goes. So after that, it's quiet for the weekend and a little bit warmer on Sunday with some mountain snow showers possible. And it's cold on Monday. 20s, teens overnight, afternoon clouds on Tuesday into the 30s. Could be a little bit warmer than that Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll wait for the models to kind of iron that out. Some of them have us popping into the low 40s. Others keep it closer to freezing. Nothing wild going on though next week. So Pat, just something we gotta remember, winter's still hanging around. It'll change our landscape quite a bit from now until Friday afternoon.
And that forecast you just put up, of course, gets us into the first few days of March.
Which is awfully snowy as well. So
yeah, but it also every day gets us a little closer to spring.
Yep.
Thank you, Keith.